Se-jun wondered. Does he know jujitsu? But I still have the advantage when he strikes, right? Du-hun also felt the urgency. This wasn't good. Even if he blocked the attacks, he had his limits. He frowned, thinking. First, I need to push Se-jun away, create distance, then find a way to get up. But Se-jun had already locked onto his thighs. Du-hun panicked. Se-jun executed a spinning kick, continuing to pin his opponent to the ground. Enraged that his attack was stolen, Du-hun sensed the danger. Se-jun glanced at him, whispering, "Now let's see how you get out of this." Suddenly, Du-hun threw a kick straight at Se-jun's head, following with a relentless barrage of punches. Se-jun gritted his teeth from the pain. What are these fists of stone? I'll have to use my head to deal with his punches. With that thought, he used his knee to press down on Du-hun's stomach, pulling his pelvis to his opponent's neck and pressing his knee down hard. Du-hun couldn't fight back, struggling to get up. To break free, he'd have to lower his hands, creating a fatal opening, an opportunity for Se-chun to crush his carotid artery. Du-hun gritted his teeth, tracking Se-chun's every move. When Se-chun shifted his position, his eyes widened in terror. On top of Du-hun, Se-chun raised his elbow and slammed it into his face. A single thought echoed, "I'll smash his face in." Du-hun's face was a bloody mess, unable to form words. Yet Se-chun continued to pivot and apply pressure, crushing him until he couldn't even scream. Se-chun locked in a chokehold, his grip firm like he was holding a baseball bat. In his mind, Se-chun knew this was it. He could taste victory. He couldn't afford to be careless now. Du-hun's throat was being crushed, his eyes bulging as silent groans escaped. He felt death creeping closer. In that moment, a memory of his childhood surfaced, a happy family of three, smiling together. But as he sank into the memory, the loan shark's face appeared. Du-hun used his last ounce of strength to slam a fist into Se-chun's stomach. The blow felt like it shattered his ribs, the pain draining all color from his face. He groaned, rolling to the side in agony. Se-chun panicked. How was that possible? He was about to pass out. Where did that monstrous strength come from? Du-hun panted, a sense of acknowledgement rising. I thought you were just a pushover, but you nearly killed me. He cracked his neck, his gaze turning to ice. From now on, I'm fighting for real, Junior. They rushed each other. Se-chun threw a punch, but Du-hun dodged it swiftly. He followed with a rapid succession of blows, but every single one missed its mark. Du-hun countered, a heavy punch landing on Se-chun's hip, then another to his cheek. A relentless storm of fists rained down as if Du-hun had unleashed all his power. In the middle of the exchange, Du-hun suddenly asked, I have to ask, why are you taking it this far? This is far enough. No matter how hard you struggle, do you really think anything will change? I told you, just consider it bad luck and walk away. If you keep digging in this filth, you'll only get stained yourself. Whatever you think you're changing, the world won't even notice you. Don't you get it? Se-chun lowered his head, determination flaring in his eyes. Who says so? I don't give a damn what happens to the world. I just want to destroy the trash that's blocking my friend's future. And you're one of them. Du-hun looked at him and nodded. So that's what this is about. I understand. With that, he poured all his strength into a punch aimed at Se-chun's face. The powerful blow sent him staggering back before he collapsed to the ground. Du-hun looked down at him and sighed. I'm sorry, but I have things I need to protect too. Aren't we all just fighting our own battles? I have no intention of yielding to you. Before he could finish, a voice cut in from the side. What day was that day? Startled, Du-hun turned to see a man crouching by Se-chun, his voice dripping with sarcasm. You bastard, you're really something else. You beat this kid until he's like soft dough. Don't tell me he's dead. Du-hun stood, trying to remain calm. I already paid you for this month. I kept my promise. So why are you here? The other man tilted his head with a mocking tone. What an act. We've known each other for a long time. And you're asking me what's wrong? I was running the numbers yesterday, and no matter how I look at it, there's no way you're making that kind of money just from shaking down kids at your school. Not to mention you plan to pay for 2 months at once, so I've reached a conclusion. He leaned into Du-hun's face, his voice low and threatening. I've got a very attractive business opportunity. If you cooperate, you won't be short on cash, and I'll get to enjoy the smell of money in peace. What do you say? Let me teach you how to make real money, from A to Z. Hearing this, panic flashed across Du-hun's face. What are you doing? Don't! The boss's expression soured. What did you say? Are you punk? Dropping the formalities with me now? Before he could finish his sentence, a whisper sounded from behind, right next to his ear. Stop it. Stunned, he whipped around in shock. What did you just say? Se-chun's hand closed around the boss's neck. I told you to stop interfering in my fight. Elsewhere, at Hajin's house, her physical therapist was visiting. How has your knee been? I heard you're doing great with your rehabilitation. Hajin smiled brightly. I'm not having any trouble with my daily life anymore. how am I doing? Where do I rank among your other patients? The woman laughed. Physical therapy isn't my specialty, so I'm not entirely sure. But your fighting spirit is definitely number one. Hearing this, Hajin laughed brightly. Actually, when I was little, I was a huge crybaby and incredibly sensitive. But whenever I would squat down and cry, Se-jun would always just stand beside me without doing anything. Hey, Se-jun, why are you just standing there? And his answer was always, I have to stand still so it's easy for you to take my hand and get up. After saying that, he would just look at Hajin with a puzzled expression. Through her tears, she would call him a blockhead. Back then, every single time, Se-jun would wait for her until she finished crying and stood up on her own. And just like that, the next day brought trouble. He went alone to find the bullies and demand an apology. He came back completely bruised. That's when she decided she had to get stronger so Se-jun wouldn't get hurt again. From that day on, I stopped crying and started training. Hearing that, the teacher smiled. I really want to meet this Se-jun kid. But he only asked for an apology. Why was he beaten so badly? Thinking back, Hajin found it amusing. Of course not. This is where it gets messy. He seems tough, but he's surprisingly principled. If things don't go as planned, or if an obstacle appears, he escalates things. Just like the situation right now. Rohan watched, stunned, as Se-jun choked the gang's leader. Don't touch him. Let go, you crazy bastard. But Se-jun refused, tightening his grip until the man's face turned purple. Johan tried to reason with him. Do you have any idea what you're doing? Just let him go first. Seeing the leader's pathetic state, Do-hun couldn't help but smirk. The leader saw this and raged. Are you laughing? He roared. Right then, his underlings arrived. Seeing their boss in trouble, they charged forward. You little punks! You have a death wish? Get them for me! The leader screamed. Only then did Se-jun realize the danger they were in. With no other choice, he threw the boss towards the goons, not forgetting to curse them. You ugly bastards! The lackeys swarmed their leader. Boss, are you all right? The leader, now furious, bellowed. That damn dog. Capture him alive. I'll skin him and teach him some respect. At his command, the entire gang rushed forward. Se-jun readied himself. Bring it on, you psychos. But before he could throw a punch, Rohan pulled him back. Get out of the way, idiot. He then faced the mob by himself. Rohan buried his fist into one guy's stomach, then landed a clean shot to his face. The others saw this and immediately swarmed him. But Johan was relentless, taking them all down with ease. No matter who stepped up, they were no match for Johan. The others were terrified. What the hell? Is that guy a professional fighter? I don't even want to get close. You lunatics. You think you're pro athletes or something? He grabbed a steel pipe and moved forward. Try using your brains for once. Use your tools, you idiots. Do-hun saw the pipe and his eyes widened in alarm. He swung the pipe down hard on Se-jun. While beating him, he yelled at his crew. Do your damn jobs, you empty-headed fools. Johan gritted his teeth through the pain. I need to keep my distance from that weapon. But the leader didn't let up. Rohan, you bastard. Is this how you repay me? You can just die here. As for your mother, all before he could finish his threat, a brick slammed into his mouth. Se-jun, the one who threw it, scowled. Is your mouth full of trash? Can't you say one decent thing? That was a perfect throw. Seeing this, Johan glanced at Se-jun, who just looked away. What are you looking at? I'm getting out of here. Follow me if you want. Seeing him act like this, Rohan cursed under his breath. That cowardly bastard. The leader, knocked down by the brick, pointed at them both. Fine. Run away for now. I'll gather my weapons and finish you two later. I'm screwed because of that coward. Better run first. He chased after Se-jun. Hey, where are you even going? To the police station? Se-jun replied as he ran. I don't know. I'm just running. Do-hun smiled faintly. What a shame. I should have made my move earlier. They ran a long way and ended up across from the police station. But two goons were closing in. Johan yelled from behind. Why do you always lose your temper without thinking? Do you even know who those guys are? Se-jun spun around, his eyes burning with hatred. Those thugs use violence to extort money, and you're asking me if I'm thinking straight? You're really starting to piss me off. But just as he turned, Se-jun spotted his martial arts dojang. He turned to Johan. Quick, let's hide over there. As they slipped into a corner, their pursuers vanished. The thugs were searching a nearby corner. Where'd they go? The leader asked. A lackey pointed down the street. They disappeared around here, boss. We'll search every inch of this block. Just then, the leader noticed the dojang. He looked up, then ordered his men, call everyone available, tell them to bring weapons and meet me here. It seems I've finally found our two little rats. Meanwhile, Se-jun and Johan were sneaking up the stairs. Johan asked curiously, the dojang is still open this late? Se-jun nodded. Yeah. Open 24 hours. Hun thought. We should find a gym like this too. But inside, he was horrified. What the hell is this place? Se-jun explained. Know why our gym stays open all night? It's because a few lingering spirits refuse to leave. At the gym, the boss gathered his crew. A lackey reported, Boss, someone's inside. The boss nodded. Yeah. Are the guys ready? Today, we're snapping that bastard's neck. Seeing the thugs approach, a gym member spoke up. Can I help you? Are you here to sign up for a membership? But the boss was aggressive. Listen up, I'm looking for someone. 2 tall guys came in here earlier, right? Suddenly, it hit me that one of them might be a member here. Judging by this atmosphere, I get the gist of it. But as I was speaking politely, Tessen's yell made the boss jump. What the hell? You scared me. Why did you suddenly scream like that? Jia-sun said coldly. Shoes. You take them off before stepping in. Scuff marks on the mat are a pain to clean. The boss scowled. Are you talking to me right now? If you're not here for a membership consultation, get out. I dial 112 very quickly, Jia-sun warned. I said, get out of here. The lackeys behind him piped up. This little punk has a death wish, doesn't he? Then he spat a glob of saliva onto the mat. After spitting, he even exclaimed, Whoops. Jia-sun stepped forward, his eyes glued to the mat. The boss saw this and ground his foot into the spot. My bad. I was careless. Let me wipe it for you. Wiping it like this should make your mat shine, right? You've got guts, acting all fearless. That guy cleans so hard. Let me show you what real hardship is. Then he glared at Aeon. Are you the instructor here? What do you want? Want me to put you out of business? Don't get cocky just because you work out. Do you know how different training is from a real fight? But Aeon ignored him, raising his phone to call the police. Seeing this, the boss swung his bat, sending the phone flying from his hand. Aeon glanced at his hand, seeing a fresh scratch. The boss shouldered his bat. Calling the cops? You psycho. So what now? I'll give you one last chance. Hand over those 2 brats, or I'll tear this whole gym down. Just as he said that, the boss noticed the scars on Aeon's body. He leaned in to inspect them. Cigarette burns? Whoa! And a slash mark, too. What the hell are you? Covered in battle scars? Where'd you operate? You got some big shot backing you up? Aeon's face darkened. You're going to regret this. The boss took a drag from his cigarette. What was that? Can you speak in a full sentence? Why do you keep pausing? Aeon looked up. I said you stopped me from calling the police. For that, I'm going to make you regret it. You're not a minor, are you? Hearing this, the boss scoffed. What? A minor? This guy's talking nonsense, even if my face looks young. But before he could finish, Aeon reached out and snuffed out his cigarette. No, that's not what I mean. This is just my personal standard. To me, anyone 20 or older is an adult, someone who can take responsibility for their own actions. So I don't give people like that second chances. And as for you'll regret it, I'm going to make you say those words yourself. The boss was infuriated by his words. Keep talking tough. Your life is about to be over. I've seen plenty of guys like you. All talk, then they regret it when it's too late. I said I'd leave quietly if you handed over those 2 kids. Why are you being so stubborn? Besides, they're complete strangers to you. In this world, even family sells each other out. Aeon spoke softly. All right, then I'll show you. The boss couldn't react in time. You'll show me what? But then Aeon pulled his old trick. Well, are you good at rock, paper, scissors? If you win, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. 1 round to decide it, man to man. Seeing Aeon's bizarre behavior, the boss was incredibly annoyed. Suddenly, rock, paper, scissors? Are you messing with me? He yelled. However, he ended up putting out his hand to play. In his mind, he thought, asterisk, I have to throw rock. Asterisk, I'm a man, after all. Asterisk. And just like he planned, he kept throwing rock. But unexpectedly, Aeon slapped him hard across the face. Meanwhile, Se-jun and Do-hun were hiding in a room. Do-hun stared at his phone, at a worried text from his mom since he wasn't home yet. Do-hun leaned against the wall with a sigh. Se-jun saw this and scoffed. You're on your phone at a time like this? Seriously, you thug. I'm texting my mom. Do-hun shot back. If those bastards show up at my house, she's in danger. Do-hun thought killing him might be the only way. But even so, fear was creeping in. Those guys are vicious. Who knows what they'll do? Aeon told us to hide, so let's just lay low for now. Anyway, finish what you were saying. What happened that day? Do-hun hesitated, then decided to explain. From what I know, there's a secret fighting tournament between schools. The rules are simple. Single elimination. Everyone pays an entry fee. The higher you rank, the bigger your cut of the total prize pool. It's a reward, basically. A return on investment, based on pure skill. But then, a twisted new kind of match appeared. Forced fights. It didn't matter if you wanted to fight. If they found you interesting, you were dragged in. The person who brought the target got a finder's fee. And on that day, I don't know what Kisuk said, but he managed to drag in a kid named Hajin. This might sound like an excuse, but I was never interested in fights like that. I didn't even want to watch, so I left the crowd right then. That's all I know. The moment Do-hoon finished, Se-chun's fist connected. Not interested? Then you should have fought back. If you knew it was wrong, you should have called the cops. Why just stand there? Trying to play innocent so you don't lose everything you have? Se-chun roared, his voice filled with fury. You listen to me. I don't care what your reasons are. You're just as much of a scumbag as they are. Got it? But surprisingly, Do-hoon wasn't angry. He knew the words were true. He knew he had chosen the wrong path, and he had walked it willingly. As the chaotic brawl erupted between them, a sudden loud bang echoed from outside. Jo Hyung's head whipped around, his instincts screaming the enemy had found them. Outside, the gang leader he'd just beaten was absolutely livid. It's been a while since I've actually wanted to kill someone. His underlings scrambled around him. Boss, are you all right? He spun around, roaring with rage. Stop asking, you useless idiots. Kill him for me, you morons. Just take that bastard down. I don't care if you kill him. Get in there and fight now. Eon, standing opposite him, just stared coldly and taunted. Your rock-paper-scissors game is weak. I already won, but I'm not telling. As he spoke, the lackeys began their charge. One lunged at Eon, but his punch was stopped effortlessly with a single hand. Eon's eyes were ice-cold as he swung a powerful kick into the thug's body. The impact shattered his kneecap with a sickening crack. A scream of pure agony tore through the air. Seeing their man go down, the others rushed in, roaring with rage. But Eon was unfazed. A straight fist to the jaw sent the next guy sprawling. The outcome was brutal. The gang leader's face contorted with fury as he screamed, You brainless idiots! Don't go one by one, all of you, at once, and grabbed the two guys behind him. The two in the back panicked, whispering, You got a phone? Call 112. But their phone was long gone. Eon picked up a strap from the floor, ready for the incoming mob. As the thugs closed in, the two in the back yelled frantically, Stay away from us! He's got a weapon! How can we fight? One thug scowled and charged, only for Eon's strap to whip across his face. A second strike sent the thug sprawling. Eon wrapped the strap tightly around his fist. Didn't I tell you? I absolutely hate thugs and gangsters. Back in the dojo, this was just routine. Seeing his ferocity, the gangsters hesitated. Eon grabbed one by the neck, warning, From now on, anyone holding a weapon will leave with at least one broken bone. And if you're really unlucky, that bone might be in your neck, or your spine. He punctuated the threat with a sharp squeeze, making the thug gurgle before dropping him to the floor. Eon scanned the remaining thugs. Don't you dare drop your weapons. Keep holding them and come at me. Despite their fear, the thugs talked tough. Enough with the tough guy act, one yelled to his crew. Everyone, rush him now. Let's see how long he lasts. The words barely left his mouth before they all charged. Eon met the first with a slap that twisted his jaw, then instantly locked his arm behind him. With a small, sharp twist, he snapped the man's arm. A pained shriek echoed as another thug rushed in with a bat, but Ahyeon's reaction was like lightning. He used his captive as a human shield to block the swing, simultaneously whipping the strap around the bat. He disarmed his foe in one fluid motion. The guy stared, stunned, as Ahyeon, now holding the bat, blurred right in front of him. The thug flinched, throwing his arms up to shield his face. But Ahyeon's target wasn't him. It was the shelf standing right behind. Aeon's sweeping blow landed in a flash. The thug's eyes widened in utter disbelief. What in the world are you? He stammered. But before he finished, Aeon instantly snapped his arm upwards. Aeon tilted his head, his gaze ice-cold. You ask what I am? His threatening voice made the other man tremble. Wait, please, he begged for his life. But the reply was chilling. I'm the Grim Reaper for trash like you. As the words faded, a sickening crack echoed. His shoulder joint was shattered. A shrill scream pierced the building. Watching from the sidelines, Chun-hun's eyes widened. He spotted an enemy moving to ambush Aeon. Aeon, watch out! A pig's trying to get you from behind, he shouted. But before the heavy-set thug could strike, Aeon swiftly grabbed his arm, snapping it forward. Using a belt like a chain, he choked the large man and slammed him to the ground, motionless. Aeon casually brushed his hair back, his gaze filled with contempt. So, who else wants a broken bone? Hurry up, I still have to go eat some tteokbokki. At last, the leader stepped up, his voice a low challenge. Impressive, kid. Are you ex-special forces or something? Your skills are sharp. Tell me, what would you do if your family were hostages? I've seen many skilled fighters fall because of that. Aeon turned to see Chun-hun and Yo-hun restrained by the others. The leader advanced, his voice low and threatening. In reality, the side with more people wins. A knife in his hand flashed with a cold light. Damn it, I haven't had to use this in ages. Just one cut, and you'll be out cold. Aeon answered calmly. You shouldn't cross a river you can't return from. The moment you use that knife, you bet your life. Seeing Aeon's overwhelming aura, the leader was stunned. What the hell is this? Why is this guy suddenly so damn intimidating? Aeon turned, his voice full of confidence. My little brothers have never lost a one-on-one. Just then, the two hostages began to fight back. The leader exploded in rage, screaming, Useless fools! Taste my blade! So, you've chosen to cross that river after all. But just then, a powerful fist smashed into the leader's face, sending his knife flying. Witnessing this, Aeon couldn't help but mutter, a clean hit. After taking down the leader, Jo-hun sighed in relief. He bent down and told him, Smoking is prohibited indoors here. The leader stared back in disbelief. You bastard! Have you lost your mind? He turned to the thug beside him and commanded coldly, I'm at a loss for words. Just bring me the knife. However, Chun-hun was faster, kicking the knife away. He looked the leader in the eye and said calmly, Sorry, man, but guests are arriving. We can play later. The leader's face went pale with fury as he roared, You brain-dead idiots! If you have a knife, pull it out now. The other goons started murmuring at their appearance. Hiding for so long, you finally show up? Get over here, you cowardly rats, while I'm still being civil. Just then, a knock sounded. 2 police officers entered, announcing, We received a tip. What seems to be the problem here? Peeking inside, they immediately saw the men holding knives. Both officers were startled, shouting, Drop your knives and put your hands above your heads! A panicked goon said, Boss, we should get out of here! The situation was getting tricky, but the leader remained defiant. You're gangsters. Why are you so afraid of dying? Besides, those cops can't do anything to us. An officer raised his taser, warning, Do not make any sudden movements. This is your final warning. Drop the knives. But the leader, unafraid, shot back a challenge. Don't you just carry those around for show? Don't you know that misusing a taser like that could kill someone? He couldn't even finish his sentence before someone appeared and fired a taser at him. The shooter spoke in irritation. This crazy dog, pretending to be smart. It's so annoying. In this kind of situation, you just have to shoot. Why hesitate? The leader lay twitching on the ground from the electric shock. Seeing this, the other thugs got angry. Are you insane? What if you'd killed him? The man moved forward, yelling, You disrespectful little brats! Then he lunged, landing a heavy punch on a thug's face. Another one who knew no better charged forward, only to receive a hard slap. As he hit him, he said, You're gangster boss. Didn't he tell you all to memorize my face? Besides, do you have any idea how many crimes you're committing? I'll show you just how frightening the power of the government is. A police car was parked outside the dojo as the leader was arrested. An officer escorted him out, but he turned back to yell, Who called the cops? You dare lay a hand on me? Do you not know who I am? The man standing nearby simply raised his leg. Fine, I won't use my hands. I'll use my feet. Then, he kicked the gang leader's shin. The boss crumpled to the ground in pain. You said it, you little punk, the man roared. You dare say another word and you're dead. I'll use this chance to crush the gang you protect. The leader just sneered back without a hint of fear. What nonsense are you spouting? So, what if I get caught? You're just a pathetic, salaried cop. Even if I committed a crime, I'm innocent until proven guilty. Don't you know that? So don't you dare accuse me. The police officer stared him down. Presumed innocent? What kind of rule is that? This Duco punk. With that, he headbutted the leader hard, then turned to his partner. Did you see this Duco guy just assault a police officer? The other man nodded. Yes, I saw it clearly. It almost became a homicide. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt. Chun-hun pointed to his face. My right cheek hurts a bit, and my shoulder is sore. Jason spoke up. We aren't badly injured either. But officer, could you please take off your shoes? He pointed at the officer's feet, who quickly apologized. My apologies. I was in such a rush. It's late, but we need your statements. Can you all come with me? That gangster is going to call his lawyer, so we need to resolve this situation quickly. I'll go with you all. This is my fault. Where will we give our statements? The police are investigating Haynes' case. It'll get messy if they find out. Afterwards, everyone was taken to the police station, but the gang leader wouldn't stop screaming. Seriously, go ask those guys. I was just talking normally, and he choked me from behind. He showed his injuries to the police. Look here, I'm the real victim. We're innocent. Don't we need medical treatment? How can you just lock us up like this? An officer walked over and shoved the leader. Be quiet. Enough with the noise. The hospital is busy with traffic accidents. You'll just have to endure it for now. This has nothing to do with us. Thankfully, nobody was seriously hurt. Officer Kang passed by and saw the patrol car. We narrowly avoided a huge incident. He looked at the cop. I'm the one who called you. Hearing this, the officer handed him a business card. If anything like this happens again, or you need help, call me at this number. But how did you kids get tangled up with thugs? They're all scum. Rohan heard the question and replied, well, they just suddenly cut me off. But Chun wrapped an arm around his shoulder. That's not it, sir. My senior owed them money and they were threatening him. Then he turned to the officer. I'm not really sure myself. Please calm down. Hearing that, the officer let it go and asked another question. Oh, right. Is this incident related to that student, Hajin? If you tell us what you know, even a little, it would help the investigation. But Jo-hun shook his head. It's not related at all. I've already told you everything. Hearing this answer, someone looked at Jo-hun, thinking to himself, is he going to investigate without telling the police? What can he possibly do on his own? Just then, the officer turned to Hun and asked, do you have anything else to report? If there's anything we need to know, tell us now. Jo-hun looked up and answered softly, no, sir, there's nothing. It's just as my friend said. If I learn anything new or need help, I'll contact you immediately. After giving his instructions, the officer turned to the next person, Mr. An. At that moment, An and his junior were dozing off in the waiting chairs. It wasn't until the next morning that everything was over. The officer led everyone to the door and said, you've all been through a lot. Go home and rest. We'll be in touch if anything comes up. Everyone stepped outside, exhausted and starving. An suddenly remembered he didn't get to order bibimbap at the station. What a shame. I really wanted some. Chun Hun, beside him, excitedly suggested. Let's get tteokbokki. Who's hungry? Raise your hand. An turned to him. Aren't you going to work? He replied instantly. Of course, I have bills to pay. An grumbled. I really want to get rid of you. Walking behind, Do-hun felt a pang of sadness watching them joke around. After a moment, he spoke up. I'm sorry for dragging the gym into this. If you need help cleaning, please call me. He bowed and turned to leave when An called out. Hey, boxing bear. Do-hun looked up, confused. Yes, you called me? An chuckled. Who else here is a big bear? Then he asked if Do-hun liked tteokbokki. Do-hun was stunned but quickly replied, yes, I like it. And so, the group went to a restaurant, eating and laughing together. Seeing Do-hun's eyes water from the spice, everyone laughed harder. Chun-hun pointed at him. This is hilarious. He's crying from the heat. Do-hun made an excuse. This is just sweat. I sweat a lot. An, sitting beside him, asked gently. So, how much do you owe that guy? Do-hun sighed. Lately, the interest alone is 500,000 won a month. I signed his contract, so there's nothing I can do. I used to survive on my mom's construction wages and whatever else I could scrape together. They didn't just refuse to lower the debt, they jacked up the interest. I knew it was wrong, but I had to earn money the only way I knew how. Hearing his story, everyone looked at Do-hun with sympathetic eyes. Aeon then spoke up. Recycling? Do-hun was confused. Yes. What do you mean? Aeon clarified. I'm talking about recycling lives. If someone helps you start over, you can slowly atone for the mistakes of your past. If you truly feel that way, I'll help you erase that debt. Tears streamed down Down's face as Aeon continued. But on one condition, if you accept. Meanwhile, Ki-wook and Hyun-sok were walking across campus. Spotting a strange sight, Hyun-sok slapped Ki-wook's shoulder. Ki-wook's face was pure shock. Are those two together? What in the world is going on? Hyun-sok was baffled. Do-hun asked, hitting the gym right after school? The other replied, yeah, what about it? You're coming with me, too. We made this mess together, so we'll clean it up together. Besides, there's a lot to hear, and even more to do. Before leaving, Do-hun told him to handle his own business first. Hiding nearby, Ki-wook and Jun-sok overheard the entire conversation. Ki-wook gritted his teeth in anger. What the hell are they talking about? What could they do together? And what is this gym? Hyun-sok broke into a cold sweat. Aren't you supposed to crush that second-year rep, Do-hun? What if he ends up stealing your spot? Ki-wook snapped. Cut the crap, you idiot. I just let my guard down last time, that's all. If we fight again, I'll definitely win. Elsewhere, on the school rooftop, Do-hun was examining the ledger Ki-wook had given him. Are you sure this is the collection list for the second years? The recent entries are almost blank, Ki-wook replied. My apologies, Sunbae, but don't worry, I'm working hard again. I'll crush that guy for you soon. Do-hun scoffed. You think you can crush him? I'm talking about all the second years we've been shaking down. Ki-wook was confused. Right. Should I round them all up for you, boss? Do-hun refused. No need. This is something I have to do face-to-face with each of them. When the break starts, take me to them. Ki-wook answered. Yes, I understand. Outwardly, Ki-wook was obedient, but his mind was racing. Is he going after every second year himself? This guy is a complete demon. When the break began, Ki-wook led Do-hun from class to class. There's a kid in here who's been rebellious lately, hiding behind some guy named Se-jun. Do-hun stepped inside. John Hyun-soo, Are you the second-year John Hyun-soo? The boy trembled with fear. Yes, Sunbae. That's me, he stammered, his mind reeling. What's happening? Is he collecting the money himself now? Thanks to Se-jun, I haven't had to pay lately. School life was finally getting easier, but before he could finish that thought, the school's tyrant dropped to his knees right in front of him. Standing by, Ki-wook was completely stunned. The student's jaw hit the floor. Every other student in the classroom stared in terrified disbelief. They were witnessing the school's most feared delinquent kneeling before a powerless student. It was just as Aeon had told him that day. Let me give you some advice. Who do you think an apology is for? Do-hun had answered. For the person who deserves it, of course. Isn't that right? Aeon had nodded, confirming he was absolutely correct. However, some people only apologize to relieve their own guilt, while the victim doesn't even expect one. Receiving forgiveness works the same way. So, when you're the one apologizing, you can't expect anything in return, even if it takes a long time. The most important thing is to be sincere and make it absolutely clear that the one you hurt did nothing wrong. That is a true apology. And now, Do-hun was following Aeon's words to the letter. He knelt before the student and said, I am sorry. I want to apologize for all the pain you suffered because of me. Ki-wook, still frozen in shock, finally exploded. What the hell is this? Why are you doing that? Why are you kneeling to this pathetic loser? It's so humiliating for me. Do-hun shot him a cold glare. If you're not going to help, then shut up. You should be down here asking for forgiveness too. Ki-wook raged. Are you insane? What are you talking about? Since when did you go soft? You're making me look like a fool. What is all this? Do-hun's expression hardened. If you don't like it, then get lost. But from this moment on, the shakedowns and violence in this school are over, and I'm dropping out of the competition. Make sure you understand that. Ki-wook ground his teeth. Who are you to decide that on your own? Why are you being so selfish, Sunbae? Do-hun looked down, his voice like ice. What's wrong with it? If you have a problem, let's settle it right now. A flicker of fear crossed Ki-wook's face as he quickly stammered. That's not what I meant. It's just so sudden. Plus, I'm terrible at this stuff. It's so embarrassing. After saying that, he fled, muttering to himself, what a total psycho. Outside, Ki-suk ran into Se-jun waiting by the classroom door. Furious, he turned back and snapped. You bastard! What did you do to make him act like this? Did you find some kind of weakness on him? Se-jun glanced at him sarcastically. He's finally started to think. Unlike a simpleton like you, he continued. Cut the crap. Your time is running out. I'm going to beat you to a pulp. Ki-suk panicked and scurried away. Not today! Just you wait, you bastard. You're going to regret this. In class, the student looked at Do-hun nervously. Could you maybe sit down while we talk? But Do-hun was firm. No need. I'll just stand. The student insisted. It's just that I feel uncomfortable. Hearing that, Do-hun finally took a seat. After a moment of silence, he finally spoke. I sincerely apologize for using my family situation as an excuse to bully you. I'm not asking for your forgiveness, but I don't want you to blame yourself or have any dark thoughts because of this. Because the ones at fault here are me, Ki-suk, and everyone else who tormented you. None of this was your fault. I hope you won't hate yourself because of toxic words like mine. I'll spend my entire life atoning for this. I am truly sorry. Also, there's one more thing. The money I took from you. I will pay it all back as soon as I can. Could you confirm if the amount written in this notebook is correct? With that, he handed the notebook to the student. The boy took it and nodded. Yes, but senior, does this mean I won't be robbed or beaten anymore? Can I come to school normally now? Hearing those words, Do-hun was stunned, questioning what he had truly done to this boy. He confirmed, that's right. I'll make sure your school life goes back to how it was. Se-jun, who heard everything from the doorway, lowered his head in thought. The next day, Se-jun asked Ha-in to hang out. The moment he arrived, she jumped on him, wrapping her arms around his neck. I told you not to space out like that, and I told you to check your messages more often. Are you trying to get killed? Ignoring his paling face, Ha-in continued. It's freezing out here, you know? Right, you big pig? Seeing him cough violently, Ha-in finally let go. You got thinner. Your defense stats are lower now, huh? Se-jun replied. Well, that armor of blubber is gone now. I'm sorry. Did you text me? Seeing his strange behavior, Ha-in was puzzled. What's up with you today? Looking better than usual? It's a special day, so I put in some effort. He immediately shot her down. Are you wearing your dad's jacket? Ha-in yelled back. This is called fashion, you get it? A fashion disaster. Se-jun chuckled. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, I got you a hot pack. Ha-in blushed as she took it. Well, if you're giving it to me, so, what should we eat? Se-jun turned and asked, what do you want? Ha-in replied, anything's fine. I'll eat whatever you like. Se-jun grinned. Oh, really? I actually made a list of foods I want to eat. Guess which one is at the top? Ha-in frowned, thinking, pasta? Hearing that, he happily turned around. Bullseye. Let's go get some of that. Ha-in felt something was off. Why do I feel like I just got tricked? As they walked, Ha-in said, my dad's worried. He sometimes sees fighting bruises on you. Is something happening at school? Or is it because of that day? Se-jun laughed to reassure her. What are you talking about? These are just scratches from training. Stop overthinking and just figure out what you want to order. Hearing that, Ha-in felt relieved and lightly punched his side. If that's the case, good. But you still need to be careful. Those guys who only know brute force are bound to get hurt. He thought to himself, it's all coming to an end soon. If Ha-in found out, she would never stop nagging him. But for today, he wanted to push all his worries aside and enjoy this happy moment. Because today was Christmas. After school, Se-jun walked beside Do-hun and asked, what's your plan moving forward? How does that competition work? How many schools are in it? Give me the details. Do-hun answered. About 10 schools, with new ones joining sometimes. I arrived late that day, so I don't know who did what to Ha-in. At the scene, only school representatives were allowed. The tournament has multiple categories. I'm in the MMA rule set to minimize the risk. Besides no rules matches, there's a category where you can use surrounding objects to fight, just like a real street brawl. The more dangerous the category, the bigger the prize. That's why so many school reps participate. But the strange thing is, no one knows who the organizers are. One day, they just showed up and invited everyone. Most of the participants don't care who they are. The important thing is that, at our age, earning that kind of huge money is what's so appealing. So, would I be in the dark about them too? Do-hun confirmed. Exactly. It's not that simple. There's always someone watching, looking for anyone who questions the system. He's part of the organizing committee, in charge of planning and player communications. They call him Manager Kim. Just a glance is enough to send shivers down your spine. Elsewhere, Manager Kim was about to enter an elevator when a voice shouted, "Hold the door!" He turned, surprised, as the man hurried inside. Thanks for waiting. The man was a detective. He asked casually, "You live here? Which floor?" Before Kim could answer, the detective pressed the button for floor 20. Kim hesitated, then selected 19. "I'm on the floor below. New? I haven't seen you around." Manager Kim smiled. "This is a nice building, isn't it? It's clean and soundproof." Their casual chat was actually a silent battle of wits, each man probing the other. When the elevator reached the 19th floor, Manager Kim stepped out. "Well, until next time," he said smoothly. The officer replied with equal courtesy. "Of course. Take care." But the detective's mind was racing. That day, only the lobby and rooftop cameras were broken. He'd been observing this place in his spare time. Only one unit was consistently empty, and its resident never appeared with the others. Just now, that man was clearly about to press a button, but he stopped and changed his mind. Am I being paranoid? He wondered, moving toward the fire escape. No, my instincts are screaming. I'm sure he's connected to the case. If he really lived here, he'd be going inside. But I can't dismiss this feeling. I need hard evidence, but sometimes, you have to trust your gut instinct. He decided to see which unit it was. He watched as Manager Kim stood before a single door. The moment that door doesn't open, my knee will meet his temple. Just then, his phone buzzed. He quickly silenced it. Across the hall, Manager Kim smirked knowingly. The detective took the call, but when he looked back, Manager Kim was gone. He memorized the unit number, planning to pull the residency records. He returned to his call. Hearing the police had released the thugs, he exploded. Why did you let those bastards go? They were all armed at the scene. Yet you're investigating without detention? Who made that call? The voice on the other end explained that the victim was unharmed, while the thugs were badly hurt, making it a human rights issue. The detective scoffed. Human rights? I'm heading there now. He hung up and left. The moment he was gone, Manager Kim made a call of his own. He's gone. I'm not sure why, but it seems related to that girl's case, the one they already shelved. Either way, we need to clear out this office building. We can always find another waiting room. On a street corner, the released thugs gathered. A lackey asked, "The lawyer said we were screwed. How are we out in under 48 hours? Their leader was just as clueless. I guess someone handled it for us. First, get the injured some care. Anyone who can walk, get to the office. Now, save long hair for last. We'll deal with the rest one by one. I'll make sure they never fight again." Just then, one of his men burst in, panicking. The boss scowled. "What is it now? You useless punk, wipe that pathetic look off your face." But when he saw who was sitting inside the office, his own face went pale as he rushed in. "Boss Junuk, what are you doing here?" The man, who was smoking calmly, finally looked up. "Chango, it's been a while." The local boss bowed deeply. "Yes, sir. I hope you have been well." The seated man replied. "Well, I got a bit hungry waiting for you, so I grabbed a snack." "Of course, sir." But what brings you all the way here? I thought you were in Busan. Why the sudden visit? The boss exhaled a cloud of smoke. I'll be direct. Are you still taking on those dirty jobs? Django forced a laugh. Sir, we only handle legitimate business now. You know how times have changed. But the boss's eyes were cold as he repeated. Are you still taking those dirty jobs? Django thought. Did this guy just get back from a war zone? He seems to have a lot more scars than the last time I saw him, he answered carefully. Well, sir, it all depends on your perspective. You know our line of work. He didn't even finish the sentence. The boss grabbed a heavy ashtray and hurled it straight at his head. Django's men moved forward, but Boss Junuk's crew blocked their path. Stay put. Now turn around and face the hallway. If you don't, I swear I'll fold you in half. Django slammed the ashtray down on the table. It's been 10 years. Why have you suddenly shown up now? What is this behavior? The boss lectured him. All those dirty tricks with contracts, sucking people dry to get by. I already told you to stop, didn't I? Bring me the contract of the kid named Do-hun's father. Hearing the boss say that, he panicked. How do you know about him? The boss replied. The person now sitting in your chair will explain everything to you. Only then did he notice the other person. He'd just arrived and was hit with an ashtray. How ridiculous. When that person spoke, he turned, bewildered, toward the voice. She continued, I'm being serious. I can do whatever I want, can't I? And because of my call, you owe me another favor. She then turned to Django. It was a real pain getting you out of the police station. And now, let's begin your physical conditioning. In the office, one thug told the other, I'll go inside and see if I can help. You stay right here. Seeing one of them enter, Django's man also panicked. Wait, hold on. What's happening in there? But he was blocked by the other man. I think it's better for you to just stay here. I'm saying this for your own good. But of course, there's no way you can get past this door either. As the man entered, he locked the door tight, sending Django into a panic. What is this? Why is the door locked? He stammered. The red-haired man offered, Sis, how about I grab him now? But the woman shook her head, refusing. No, not yet. Let's talk for a moment. Django turned to her with a suspicious glare. Talk about what? Who are you? Do you know me? What's your connection to Do-hun? The woman answered calmly. Oh, I don't know the kid that well, but that long-haired guy who looks like Asen. I heard he already paid off your original debt. Where's the contract? Give it to me now, Django yelled with fury. This is unbelievable. Barging into someone's business and causing chaos. And that long-haired bastard. Who the hell is he to meddle in other people's affairs? The red-haired subordinate smirked. He's quite ferocious, isn't he? This should be interesting. Django continued to scream, Boss, who is this crazy woman that you're treating me like this? I'm the leader of my own organization now. Without another word, the woman grabbed a vase and smashed it hard on Django's head. He screamed in pain, but the boss and his men watched calmly as if enjoying a show. The left side before, now the right. That makes it even, one of them commented. However, Django refused to be subdued. He kept cursing, You crazy bitch, do you have a death wish? You think I'll go easy on you just because you're a girl? With that, he charged straight toward her. She quickly threw her jacket over his head, then delivered a powerful kick to his face, sending him sprawling. Not stopping there, she continued the attack, driving her knee hard into his chest. Django's mouth never stopped spewing curses, but the woman just smiled with amusement. That's right. Just like that. You're exactly my type. Don't give up, keep fighting back. It makes the beating so much more satisfying. Django lay on the floor, flailing wildly. After a struggle, he tried to pull the jacket off his face, but at that exact moment, the woman grabbed his hand and twisted it backward. Django screamed in fear. What are you doing? Let go of my hand. The woman just smiled. All right now. Let us officially begin our research on personality change based on the number of joint dislocations. Saying that, she started to break his arm, making Django howl in pain. You think you'll be safe after doing this to me? I'll find your family and friends and pickle them all in chili salt, Django yelled. The woman just gave him an ice-cold look. Trash like you is always so stubborn. I guess once wasn't enough. She then called to her man. His vocal cords are too good. My hand is aching. Find something to stuff in his mouth. Hearing that, the man held up his own socks. I've been wearing these socks for 2 days. How about we use these? Boss, how long have you worn yours? The boss also raised his stinking socks. 5 days. The woman grinned with delight. Excellent. Approved. Shove both of them in there. The socks were immediately shoved into Django's mouth. He fought back. Don't do it. But before he could finish, the socks were already inside. The people around them roared with laughter. Your victims should have been here to witness this. Then the woman took his hand. All right, let's start again, and proceeded to break his first finger. The pain was so intense, tears streamed down Django's face. She looked at him with contempt. What? Only one finger and you're already like this? I planned to break all 5 before we continued our chat. Then she moved on to the second finger. Just like that, all 5 fingers on his hand were finally broken. Chango no longer had the strength to even scream. She looked down at him. How is it? Tell me what you're thinking. Do you feel like talking with me now? Or should we move on to the fingers on your right hand? His face was now pale with terror. No, that's not necessary. I will talk to you. You said before, you wanted me to bring something for you, right? Ah, that's right. It was Do-hun's contract. I will bring it to you right away. The girl smirked. Figures. For scum like you, a little physical training is all it takes to see results. Ah, that's right. There's something else you can help me with. She leaned in close to his face. How much do you really know about the web? Meanwhile, at the training gym, Asun was dozing off when his phone rang. It was Do-hun. Hearing his voice, Asun ordered, "Put that guy on the phone for me." Once the phone was passed over, he said, "I already told you, didn't I? I said you would regret this. Do you finally agree with me now, or do I need to explain it further?" Trang-go shouted back, agitated. "No, I truly regret it. I'm sincerely sorry. I won't go near those kids ever again. I swear," Asun continued. "And I'm sure you've heard this before, but you'd better do exactly what my friend tells you to do, because this isn't over yet," Asun warned him. After hanging up, he called out to Do-hun, who was standing nearby. "Hey, you punk." Do-hun heard Asun and turned around. "Is there something else you need from me, sir?" "I'm almost done wiping down all the mats," Asun replied. "It's nothing big. As of this moment, your family's debt has been completely cleared." Do-hun stared back, completely stunned. Asun continued. "Tomorrow, I'll give you the legally binding invoice confirming the full payment. Take it home to your mother." Do-hun bowed his head. "Yes, sir. Thank you so much." "All right," Asun said. "Now finish up the cleaning, and let's go get a hot meal." Do-hun replied, "Yes, sir. I'll just go wash the rags in the restroom and be right back." Asun gave one last instruction. "Don't just rush it. Take your time and wash them properly so they don't stink." Meanwhile, Do-hun stepped into the restroom and immediately texted his mother, telling her that the debt his family had carried for years was finally paid off. The moment he sent the text, the phone slipped from his hand. Do-hun collapsed in the corner of the restroom, burying his face in his hands as he began to sob. After they finished cleaning, the group went out to dinner. As the meal ended, Asun exclaimed, "Nothing beats a hot meal, right?" With that, he quickly said goodbye to his 2 friends. "You both worked hard today. Go get some rest. I have an appointment, so I have to leave first." At that point, Se-jun and Do-hun started walking in the same direction. Se-jun turned and asked, "You know which schools are participating in that competition, don't you?" Do-hun nodded. "I do. I know everyone except the organizers." "Why? What are you planning?" Se-jun replied. "If I can't get in the normal way, I'll just have to force it, even if I have to crush every last pawn." Do-hun was surprised. "So, do you have a strategy?" Se-jun answered calmly. "I just told you. I'll find every single participant and take them all down." Do-hun shook his head. "No, that's not what I mean. How are you going to fight?" Se-jun was unfazed. "How? I'll go to the schools you know of and handle them one by one." Hearing this, Do-hun's head started to spin. "First, I'll build a database from the info I have. Then I'll start with the easiest targets." Se-jun turned to him. "Why? Are you planning to join in?" Do-hun sighed. "This is my fault too. What happened with Hane? If there's any way I can help, I want to." Se-jun stared at him. "If you're only doing this to ease your guilt, then don't. Just give me the information." Do-hun shook his head. "No. From now on, I won't pretend I don't know anything anymore. I want to fix things. Besides, 2 people are better than 1, right?" Se-jun nodded. "Fine. To take out the grunts, 2 people is more efficient. But on one condition. Anyone even slightly involved with what happened to Hin, I'll deal with them myself." Do-hun agreed. "All right. It's a deal." Inside Kim's office building, he was reporting to another man. "I looked into that detective from before. As expected, he's still snooping around, investigating Ha Trin's case." The other man casually rested a hand on his forehead. "What a righteous cop. A rare breed these days. Do you think he's any different from the others? After a few pointless meetings, I find they're all the same kind of dog." Kim turned to him. "You know about the situation between Do-hun and his creditor, right? Do you know who was involved?" The other man glanced back. "Was there someone else? I don't know if you remember. Hajin's friend, the kid named Se-jun. At the time, we planned to make a little school drama out of it, a story about a hero coming to save his friend. But because Se-jun never picked up his phone, the plan was left unfinished." Hearing this, the other man remembered. "Ah, didn't we make that girl call him then? Seriously. If he had just answered the phone, we would have let it go. Why on earth wouldn't he pick up?" "So, what does this Se-jun have to do with Do-hun's situation?" Kim reported. "It seems he's looking for us." From what I can tell, he started with Do-hun and is now hunting down the representative from each school. If we're thinking about the competition, we should strike first. But the other man shot up. No, let him be. Kim was confused, but that will lower the number of contestants. We'll take a loss. The other man grinned. On the contrary, this is perfect. It's the event we couldn't make happen back then. For this to grow, let's make it a huge spectacle. A high schooler getting revenge for his girlfriend. Sounds good, right? He'll beat the pawns on the floor and call out the big names one by one. Musing aloud, the man continued. Besides, I want to know more about our main character, Se-jun. As for Hajin, let's find out what that guy's been up to. The scene shifts to a park, where a young boy is kneeling in terror. I was wrong, master. I won't buy underwear again. Please, just forgive me, the bully sneered in reply. Only humans are merciful, and what the hell are you to ask for my forgiveness? Suddenly, I'm craving fish stew. You were supposed to bring me that clothing money, you moron. You really know how to piss me off. The kid trembled in fear. It's just... my mom bought them for me. It wasn't my idea. Before he could finish, a hard slap cut him off. The assault continued relentlessly. Thoughtless, huh? You know why? Because you haven't been beaten enough. After a moment, the bully stopped. What the hell are you doing? Are you blocking my hits? Put your hands down, now. The boy lowered his hands. I'm sorry, sir. It was just instinct. The thug threatened. You know what happens when you block, don't you? It's my fist. He drove it hard into the boy, knocking him to the ground. Stepping forward, he asked, Your mom bought you clothes? Didn't I tell you to ask for cash? You idiot. What kind of disobedient mutt wears new underwear without his master's permission? It's not even cold out. He then forced the boy to his knees. Now, repeat after me. I am a slave, and I will only accept cash from my mother. The boy repeated the words through his tears, praying silently. Please, someone, please come and end these bastards. The cronies behind him started laughing. Look how obedient he is. That's how a slave should be. Now stop your sniveling and say it properly. Suddenly, a voice cut in from the side. Clothes to stay warm. How amusing. One of the thugs glared over. The hell? Mind your own business. But before he could finish, a fist slammed squarely into his face. The others saw this and rushed forward. He charged in, but was rendered speechless. His eyes widened in shock at the person striding towards him. A second later, a powerful blow landed on his waist. The single punch made him grimace in agony. The other thugs stared in disbelief. Their leader spoke, his voice laced with suspicion. Du-hun, what are you doing here? What's with the sudden appearance? What's going on? Du-hun replied calmly. Nothing much. I just have someone I need to introduce you to. Oh? Who is it? Are they pretty? How old? Seeing the thug's expression, Du-hun felt a wave of disgust. While the bully was distracted, he didn't realize Se-chun had already appeared silently behind him. Rewind a few minutes. As the two were searching for Kim Jung-gu, Se-chun turned and asked, Are you sure this is the right way? We're almost there, Du-hun confirmed. I'm sure I saw that playground around here somewhere. Just as he said that, they arrived. Se-chun asked again, You certain Kim Jung-gu will be here? Du-hun replied, Not 100%, but he's here almost every day. They only operate at night. Se-chun was curious. So what martial art does he use? Is he a grappler? Du-hun shook his head. Nope. Among the guys we have to fight, 2 have never learned any martial arts. One of them is Kim Jung-gu, who we're about to meet. They're basically just yapping puppies, completely useless in a real fight. Se-chun smirked. If you call them puppies, I bet they're about to bark really loud. So he's one, Du-hun continued. And the other one? He can't fight either? Se-chun asked. So he's our target? At your current level, he'd wipe the floor with you, Du-hun replied, his tone firm. If you want to see this through to the end, you have to think about yourself first. Then you can fight. Don't be reckless. The most important thing in a fight is to not get hurt. You have to fight strategically, with a clear plan. By now, Se-chun was standing silently behind Kim Jung-gu. He delivered a swift slap. With a loud thud, the bully was out cold on the ground. What the? Se-chun said, surprised. Already over? I told you he was weak. He fainted instantly. Not everyone in the tournament is actually skilled. Let's hurry up and deal with these nobodies. Se-chun then turned to the boy who was being bullied. Are you okay? Are you badly hurt? The boy's voice was small. Me? I'm fine. I'm used to it. Se-chun's face grew serious. Don't get used to it. This isn't your fault. This shouldn't happen. But in reality, it will. A lot. He handed the boy his clothes back. So learn to ask for help more often. Keep fighting to escape this, and find a way to protect yourself. I can help you for a few weeks, but I can't be here forever. You have to fight for yourself, the boy asked, completely lost. But how do I even do that? Se-chun looked him straight in the eyes. Like I said before, you've done nothing wrong. The boy stared at Se-chun, mesmerized, before quickly taking back his clothes. With the others dealt with, Se-chun approached Kim Jong-gu. He glared, his hand reaching for the man's nose ring. Se-chun ripped it, the shock jolting the man awake. He instantly grabbed his collar, his voice like ice. I have some questions for you. Just answer what you know. Shall we find somewhere quiet? The man trembled in fear. What are you talking about? Who are you? Let me go so we can talk. This shirt is expensive. Se-chun didn't release him, turning to Do-hun. Hey, Do-hun. Who is this guy? What were you all doing here? While the man stammered, Se-chan's foot tore through the fabric. He shrieked, Are you insane? What do you want? Do you know what this shirt is worth? Before he finished, Se-chun grabbed a fistful of his hair. The man cried out, but Se-chun sneered. You're obviously pathetic and weak. You treasure this shirt so much. Yet you treat people like trash? You ostracize people. What kind of monster are you? The man groaned in pain. Face it, this is just how the world works. You're using violence on me. You're no different. Se-chan's gaze turned colder. You're right. I'm wasting my breath. Then he twisted the man's arm back. I prefer to act, not talk. Kim Jong-gu shrieked. My arm. It hurts. Just ask me already. I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. Just let go. Se-chun narrowed his eyes. Hajin, do you know that name? A few months ago, a girl joined your event, right? The guy answered quickly. I know her. The jujutsu girl. Pale and really pretty. I remember all the students. A fist cut him off. Se-chun roared. Cut the crap. Tell me exactly what happened that day. What happened to Hajin? The thug began his story. Someone took an interest in Hajin that day and contacted Manager Kim. If you mean Manager Kim. Se-chan squeezed his jaw shut. Tell me what happened after the reps entered that room. Kim Jong-gu panicked. Asterisk. Damn it. Does he already know everything? Asterisk. He continued. In the room, the jujutsu fighters introduced themselves, then volunteered to fight. The whole thing was filmed. I think it was a live stream. I don't know if she was there on a mission or for the prize money. An announcer stepped forward. Greetings, viewers. You've surely heard the claim that jujutsu is the only martial art where a woman can defeat a man. With my years of experience, I agree. However, that only applies to men who've never trained in the art. A huge skill gap can be a real drag. So, how about a real match instead of a demonstration? I've never seen it myself, so I'm curious. And I bet you are too. The student before you is a jujutsu prodigy. For those who don't know, a purple belt isn't a rank just anyone can achieve. Especially at only 18 years old, he said excitedly. We'll begin immediately. We will select 4 challengers to face her. For the first match, we'll pick a fighter with no jujutsu experience. At that, Kim Jong-gu shot his hand up, eager to join. Give me a shot. Oh? Contestant Kim Jong-gu. This young man has no formal training. Can you satisfy our viewers' curiosity? You seem a bit small. All right, get ready. Then, the bell to start the match rang out. Kim Jong-gu thought, asterisk, this is my chance to make an impression. Asterisk. Gritting his teeth, he charged, thinking, asterisk, I can do this, she's just a girl. Asterisk. That thought earned him another blow from Se-chun. Kim Jong-gu's eyes bulged. Why did you hit me? Se-chun replied flatly. You were asking for it, obviously. What happened next? Kim Jong-gu spat out some blood. Fine, I'm telling you. What happened next? The moment he charged in, Hajin had him in a chokehold. At a large building, Hajin was confronting a group of men. I don't care about this match. I just want to know where Se-chun is. One of the men replied. Ah, the chubby kid? He's really not here. Hajin glared at the man beside her. This son of a... He flinched away, muttering, What's with her? Unable to find Se-chun, Hajin turned to leave. If that's the case, I have no business here. I'm leaving. One of them called out. I'll make you a good offer. Hajin showed no interest. Yeah, I'm not interested. A large man suddenly blocked her path, stopping her from leaving. Hajin spun around. What the hell do you think you're doing? You know this is a serious crime, right? The man replied. For security reasons, you can't leave alone. A student? We'll do exactly 4 matches, 1 round each. Just participate. He slung an arm around the guide, adding, Your friend, Se-chun, won't have any more trouble at school. I don't know who you are, or what you're doing, and I don't care. I have no intention of participating. So, can you get me out of here, now? The man simply replied. Then, I guess you have no way of refusing, he sighed. We're not going to force you to do anything. Fine. Escort this student to Building G. Suddenly, Hajin's expression shifted. The man caught on and called out, Bring in the student, Kim Jong-gu, as planned. Model. On the fighting stage, Lin prepared to face Kim Trung-gu. The battle began. Kim Trung-gu charged straight at Hain. She analyzed him instantly. As a jujutsu user, he'll defend before attacking. Hain's eyes narrowed with sharp intent. She dashed forward, landing a powerful blow to his gut. He muttered, "Damn. Any lower and I'd have been finished." Panic flickered in Kim Trung-gu's eyes. How can someone so small be this strong? Still, I'll win with brute force. While he was lost in thought, Hain launched herself into the air, aiming a kick straight at his face. But Kim Trung-gu was no amateur. He quickly raised his arms to block the blow. He avoided a fatal strike, but his arms took heavy damage. That opened my eyes, he thought, throwing a punch at Hain. No more going easy, he declared. Hain swiftly dodged, ducking under his attack. With blinding speed, she moved into a locking position. Her movements were too fast for him to counter. Kim Trung-gu lost his balance. A powerful throw sent him crashing to the floor. Not letting up, Hain quickly changed her position, mounting him to rain down a volley of punches. Fear gripped him, but Hain was relentless. She hammered his head with strikes as he hopelessly tried to defend. Hain locked him in a chokehold. He struggled against her control, but it was useless. A single question echoed in his mind. Who is this girl? Her beauty was as unreal as her fighting prowess. As he reeled, Hain secured the choke and threw him backward, gaining complete control. His eyes rolled back as consciousness faded. His last thought. Damn it. Hain released her hold. She stood and asked, "Who's next?" Se-jun's voice cut in. "You've got to be kidding me. If you pass out without telling me what happened, I'll bash your head in." Kim Trung-gu panicked. No, don't! I passed out! By the time he came to, the second match was already over. Se-jun was silent for a moment. So, what happened then? Kim Trung-gu continued. She looked exhausted. The second opponent was Jun-hun, a kickboxer. While I was out, he launched a brutal attack on her. Was he insane? He kept kicking the same spot, aiming to inflict pain, not to win. Her leg must have been shattered by his attacks. Since he only used kicks for attack and defense, a small girl like her seemed completely outmatched. But somehow, the match ended. However, her real misfortune had yet to begin. Meanwhile, Hain was resting on a chair when a man suddenly appeared. "Are you all right? There are still 2 weeks. Think you can make the next fight?" "It was that man," he continued. "I'll give you plenty of time to rest. You fight better than I thought. Your reflexes are incredible." Hain replied, "You seem to have forgotten what you said earlier. You'd better keep that promise." He smiled. "Of course. Don't worry." He then stood up. "Now, let's select the fighter for the third match. This time, the fighter will be in a higher weight class," said Section Chief Kim, looking towards Hain. "Ha ha. This is going to be an interesting picture." Everyone was shocked to learn who her third opponent was. The man told the third participant, "In any case, the other contestants aren't present. Therefore, the fighter lion will participate in this match." Back in Hain's room, someone asked her, "Are you really not going to tell anyone? You remember everything that happened that day, don't you?" Hain remained silent. "Finally," she said, "Ma'am, you must keep this a secret." The woman replied, "I promised you I wouldn't tell a soul. But you shouldn't carry this burden alone. You should talk to your family, or even Se-jun, right?" Hain answered, "If I pretend not to remember, if I act like nothing happened, won't that spare my loved ones from more pain?" The woman continued, "They have already suffered so much because of you. Your family is one thing, but if Se-jun ever finds out, he'll blame himself endlessly. That kind of guilt could become a deep psychological scar for him." Hain smiled faintly. "That's exactly why you must keep this secret. Just one more thing. If Se-jun knew what truly happened that day, I don't know what terrible things he might do." Back with Se-jun, his face was a mask of fury, a brick in his hand. He grabbed a blonde man by the hair, raising the weapon high. This had to be stopped before it was too late. Ha-in continued, "It's just me." Back at her third match, Vengon was holding her by the hair, his body covered in blood. Asen asked Do-hun, "What about Se-jun?" Do-hun replied, "He forgot his bag and went to get it." Asen continued, "Right. If you want, why not try the punching bag? I used to do some kickboxing back in the day." Do-hun asked, "Really? You think I could too?" Asen nodded. "When I have time, I'll ask Manager Kang. He came from a fighting background, so you two might get along." Do-hun thought for a moment, then said, "Come to think of it, I've never managed anything properly. To pay rent, I had to work 23 different jobs." "Ah. Can I ask you a favor?" Asen asked what it was. Do-hun answered, "Se-jun. You know what he's like. He's not the meticulous or calm type. If something goes wrong, he loses his mind, screams for money, and there's no telling what he'll do next. I need someone calm like you to watch over him, to protect him from himself." Elsewhere, a dangerous glint appeared in Se-jun's eyes. He gripped the blonde man's hair, a brick in his hand, ready to smash his skull, but Do-hun arrived just in time to stop him. Do-hun said, Have you thought about the consequences? Se-jun turned, his eyes burning with killing intent. Don't get in my way. Quick as lightning, he threw a punch at Do-hun. Do-hun dodged, stepping back. Se-jun, calm down. I'll help you see this through. But if you kill him with that brick, what then? Se-jun was still lost in his rage. These monsters deserved to die. He lunged at Do-hun again. Move. Do-hun evaded the punch, realizing Se-jun was completely gone. He wouldn't listen to reason. Do-hun sidestepped and drove a hard fist into Se-jun's stomach. Se-jun gasped in pain, crumbling to his knees. Do-hun asked, "Are you calm now?" Se-jun panted. "All right, enough. Did you have to hit me so hard?" Do-hun replied, "Fine. If you don't want to go to prison, get a grip. Don't let emotions rule you. Think about your goal. Otherwise, you'll never make it to the end." Se-jun stood up, clutching his stomach. "I get it. Did you use your full strength?" He then turned to the blonde man. "So, the final match is next, right?" Battered and bruised, the man replied, "Yes, as I recall. No one has passed out until now." He thought to himself, "Damn it. Why am I the only one getting beaten like this? It's not even my fault," Se-jun fumed. "These psychos. So, who's the last opponent?" The blonde man spoke of the final representative. "I think it's Representative Han. I don't remember his name clearly. The final match is decided by jujutsu. Representative Han has a special jujutsu skill that allows him to do it." Se-jun asked Do-hun, "Is Representative Han one of the sponsors you mentioned?" Do-hun nodded. "That's right. He's also a fighter in the match," Se-jun continued. "So we just need to find that last bastard and we're done? Do you know what he does for a living?" Do-hun shook his head. "Unfortunately, we have no information on him." Just then, the blonde man remembered something. "Wait, I just recalled a rather interesting rumor. There's a story spreading among the fighters." Before he could finish, another man approached. He said, "Representative Han was once known as Jujutsu." He then drove a brutal knee straight into the blonde man's face. He stood there, one hand in his pocket, looking down with contempt at the fallen man. The loud thud startled Se-jun and Do-hun. Another person appeared from behind, saying, "You shouldn't have appeared like this. We signed a non-disclosure agreement." The man with glasses smirked. "Didn't we?" Fighter Do-hun. Everyone fell silent. No one dared to speak. After a moment, Do-hun asked with a worried expression, "Manager Kim, what are you doing here?" Manager Kim kept smiling. "My job is to manage the fighters. When it comes to contract violations, I have to pay attention." Se-jun interrupted. "You're Manager Kim? How did you know about this? Were you following us?" Manager Kim replied calmly, "No formal speech on our first meeting? You're as rude as I've heard." Se-jun's brow furrowed. "As you've heard? You talk as if you already know me." Manager Kim nodded. "Of course. Aren't you serving Hajin? I heard you lost weight and became quite the pretty boy." Instantly, Se-jun grabbed Manager Kim by the collar, his face a mask of fury. "What are you people doing? Why are you doing this to Hajin?" Manager Kim didn't answer directly, speaking cryptically instead. "It's all right, Captain. We're just having a little chat." Just then, an arm from behind pulled Se-jun back. He turned to Do-hun with a confused look. Do-hun said firmly, "You should back away." It was a clear threat. The captain stepped back, nodding. "Of course." Se-jun wondered what was wrong with that giant. Manager Kim began to answer Se-jun's question. "You ask why we did this to Ha-in? First off, she volunteered for the match. That smile was a mistake. She was clearly just after the cash." He kept using buzzwords like high school girl, jujutsu, and real fight just to stir up curiosity. More hype means more money, and people always get a thrill from things that are illegal. Se-chun glared at him with furious eyes, but Manager Kim just smiled. They weren't exactly saints themselves. They were enjoying it. Se-chun scowled. "Does money really turn people into monsters?" Manager Kim replied. "It's just money. Even a kid gets that. Money is everything." Se-chun raised his fist. "What are you smiling at?" He remained completely unfazed by Se-chun's threat. "He says money is a power that helps the talented change their lives." At that moment, the captain slammed a heavy punch into Do-hun's face. Manager Kim continued, "As long as you have money, you can survive." Se-chun snapped his head around at the sound of the fight. The captain looked at Do-hun. As expected of a boxer, he took that hit and was still standing. Do-hun put up his guard. He was a heavyweight. It hurt, but he could take the hit. Big body, but slow and heavy. Do-hun landed a combo on the captain, whose movements were sluggish. "I can beat him with speed." The captain scratched his face. "Fighter Do-hun, your punches are weaker than I thought. Any more surprises?" Was he unharmed? Suddenly, he closed the distance on Do-hun, a classic move for a villain confronting a good guy. He held Do-hun tight and drove a fist into his stomach, aiming to weaken him. Pain shot through Do-hun. "What is this? This absurd strength?" Se-chun released Manager Kim and turned to his friend. "Do-hun, what are you doing?" Behind him, Kim held that same cryptic smile. Those two. How interesting, he continued. But it's fine, isn't it, Mr. Xe-chun? Xe-chun looked confused and muttered, "Wait, I'll deal with you later, you little pest." Kim adjusted his glasses and continued, No, that's not it. I'm asking if it's really okay for you to be here right now." Xe-chun got more confused, thinking, what the hell is this bastard saying? He let out a loud laugh. Fighter Kim In-gu mentioned it earlier. That one fighter held a personal grudge against Ha-in. A shadow of worry crossed Xe-chun's face after hearing Manager Kim's words. So, as a little surprise gift, I gave him Ha-in's address, he added. Ha-in was walking alone when she spotted a large man following her with a wicked stare. Xe-chun froze, wondering, what do I do? Manager Kim sneered. Conveniently, Ha-in's place isn't far. You should probably start running, don't you think? Meanwhile, the captain and I will explain this contract violation to Do-hun. Do-hun was being choked, unable to speak. Xe-chun, what are you waiting for? He yelled. Don't worry about me, just go to Ha-in. Ze-chun hesitated for a second, then sprinted towards Ha-in's place. Kim turned and scoffed. He ran off without a second glance. In Ha-in's neighborhood, she walked down the street, completely unaware that someone was tailing her. Ha-in smiled at her phone. This is hilarious. I have to send this to Xe-chun. The man had been following for a while, but she still hadn't noticed. He muttered to himself, what is this? She's perfectly fine. She shouldn't be smiling and unharmed when I'm this angry. That psycho. I'm the type who always repays my debts. Just as he moved to close in on her, Ha-in's father suddenly ran out. Her father's call made her jump. He was bent over, panting for air. Seeing him rush, she asked, Dad? What's wrong? Why were you running so fast? You're not even dressed properly. What if you catch a cold? He glanced at the suspicious man following his daughter and replied, I saw you, and figured we could go to the market. Ha-in said, You could have just called me. Let me give you my jacket. Aren't you cold? He shook his head. No need. I'm warm from running. It's fine. You wear it. Ha-in chuckled. I wasn't really going to give it to you. Just asking to be a good daughter. After that, the two of them started walking home. Her father glanced back at the suspicious man, but he had quickly ducked around a corner. Just then, Ha-in's phone rang. It was Xe-chun. She answered cheerfully, What's up, Xe-chun? I'm with my dad right now. Hearing his strange tone, she asked again, You said it's fine, but what's fine? Why are you being so vague? Where are you? Xe-chun panted and replied, Oh, I'm just exercising. He slid down against a wall, continuing, It's fine. Of course I remember next week. I'll text you when I'm home. Knowing Ha-in was safe, Xe-chun let out a sigh of relief. Thank God. I'll just rest a bit. But then he got worried. The stalker might still be near her house. Something could happen. It was better to go now. Ha-in and her father arrived home safely. Dad told me to have Se-chun over for dinner sometime. He hasn't visited since we moved. Ha-chen simply nodded. Of course, I'll tell him. We should have beef then. Her dad smiled at Ha-in. Only if you go buy it. Ha-chen teased back. What kind of father steals beef from a teenager? Meanwhile, the suspicious man was still outside her building. He scanned the floors, eyeing the newly lit apartment. After a moment, he finally pinpointed Ha-in's location. The first unit on the 13th floor. He immediately called his manager. I found which floor the girl lives on. Not today, but I'll handle it soon. Manager Kim replied, Isn't this what player I'm Dong-hoon wanted? Don't worry about the aftermath. Just don't get caught. Just plant some evidence. The victim will be completely helpless. He nodded. All right, call me if anything happens, Manager Kim thought to himself. Looks like he didn't run into Se-chun. I even described player I'm Dong-hoon's appearance to him. After the call, he turned to Hyundo. So, player Hyundo, I trust you're ready to talk. He crouched down. Let's have a little chat. Near Hajin's house, Im Dong-hoon was still lurking around. He muttered, What a shame. I thought today would be easy. He lit a cigarette and began to think. Im Dong-hoon wondered why Manager Kim suddenly gave him this location. He's the one under suspicion, not me. This has nothing to do with me. I just need to finish this quickly. Just then, Se-chun walked by and bumped him. His cigarette fell, and he snapped. Watch where you're going. Are your eyes for decoration? Hearing that, Se-chun turned and apologized calmly. But Im Dong-hoon wouldn't let it go. You made me drop my cigarette. Pick it up. Se-chun bent to get it, but the thug kept pressing. The problem is, you don't watch your step. Se-chun glanced at his legs and asked, Hey, do you work out? You have a pretty solid build. What kind of training? Im Dong-hoon found it odd, but replied, Yeah, I train. Is it obvious? Se-chun gave a cool smirk. What do you do for a body like that? The gym? The man scoffed. My body isn't for show. This is practical muscle, lean and strong. Kickboxing is a real man's sport. but before he could finish his sentence, a fist slammed into his face. Im Dong-hoon stumbled to the ground. What the hell is with this kid? Se-jun dropped the act, leaning in to ask. You're the bastard Manager Kim sent, right? A trash personality and a criminal's face. It all fits. Asterisk. Who is this kid? Asterisk. Im Dong-hoon wondered. Asterisk. What did Manager Kim drag me into? Asterisk. He shot back. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you crazy? You're dead today, you little bastard. As he spoke, he lunged forward. Seeing his move, Se-jun calculated an outside leg kick. If I break that, he'll lose his will to fight. Instill fear from the start. The most effective way was a swift kick to the groin. A piercing scream echoed. Im Dong-hoon crumpled to his knees, his face pale as he cried out in pain. Se-jun cursed him. You criminal bastard. What were you planning to do to Ha-in here? He still denied it. What are you saying, you psycho? I wouldn't do anything to a passerby. Im Dong-hoon thought. Asterisk Hajin doesn't know my face. I'll just play dumb and stall for time. Asterisk. He threatened. I'm going to sue you. But before he could finish, Se-jun slammed his head into the ground. His nose was crushed with enough force to break. Stop pretending. You're Im Dong-hoon, right? Everything points to you, Se-jun yelled. The man clutched his nose, his voice filled with rage. What do you mean, everything? Are you nuts? Why would you think that? Who the hell is Im Dong-hoon? I told you it's not me. You psycho. Meeting for the first time and you're already cursing. I can tell you're younger than me. What does that have to do with anything? Se-jun paused, then asked. So, it's not you? You're not the one who arranged the meeting between Manager Kim and that representative? The man immediately denied it. What meeting? I just train as a hobby. I'm not involved in anything. You keep mentioning Manager Kim or some representative Han. I don't know who they are. Just stay put. I'm calling the cops. Don't think I'll negotiate, he thought. Asterisk. If I pretend to call, he'll feel the pressure and run. Asterisk. Asterisk. But if he turns his back, I'll get my revenge. Does he dare break the unspoken code between men? Asterisk. Se-chun's voice softened. It seems I've made a mistake. I'm just a fool who speaks informally to everyone. My apologies. Just when it seemed settled, Se-chun suddenly threw another punch straight into his face. The man panicked. What? Do you actually want to go to jail? Se-chun affirmed it. Damn it, you can't report this. The man was confused. Why? Of course I can, he stammered. Se-chun continued. Why's that? I just said he's a representative, not Korea's. Cut the act, you psycho, and bring it. At this point, my opponent stopped trying to argue. I planned a rear hook, but did he spot it? But who the hell are you? You and that girl have something going on? He taunted, gesturing crudely. Se-chun's voice was laced with menace. You don't need to know. All you need to know is your workout days are over. Hearing that, my opponent didn't flinch. He just laughed. Are you some kind of delusional wannabe? You threw one cheap shot, landed a kick, and now you think you're a fighter? Don't get cocky over one little bruise. You've never learned to fight, have you? It's written all over you. Se-chun pressed his advantage, but this time his rival neatly dodged the blow. Well, this guy. He's full of surprises. Suddenly, a counterattack. A fist slammed right into Se-chun's face. He raised a leg to kick, but then stopped, as if lost in thought. Se-chun watched the strange pause, completely baffled. Damn, I almost kicked him out of pure habit. Se-chun provoked him. What's wrong? Can't kick? So kicks are better after all, huh? My opponent's rage boiled over. For trash like you, a punch is more than enough. He then lunged at Se-chun with a barrage of punches, cursing with every blow. How's that, you mutt? Still running that mouth? In reality, Se-chun was gauging his opponent. His form was well-trained, but it lacked Hundo's crushing speed and power. If that's the case, I can block him, Se-chun thought. And as the punch flew, Se-chun moved to parry and take him down with jujitsu. But a sudden kick caught him off guard, sending him to the ground. He never expected that kick. His opponent sneered down at him. Just give it up, you idiot. You look pathetic. Meanwhile, In-hun, whom Se-chun had kicked in the groin, was still writhing from that devastating blow. He turned and spat. You fool. There are certain lines you just don't cross. All right, let this be today's lesson. He raised his foot for a final kick, but just then, the police arrived. Seeing his plans ruined, the man gritted his teeth in fury. The officer shoved him to the ground as In-hun yelled, Seriously, what the hell do you want now? The officer stood tall. I am a police officer of the Republic of Korea. At those words, his opponent broke into a cold sweat. He knew he was done. He tried to fix his clothes and bolt, but the officer quickly stopped him. The cop turned back to Se-chun. Are you okay? Please wait here for a moment. When he got a clear look at the person on the ground, he realized it was Se-chun. The two of them sat down to go over what happened. The officer said, I was shocked. I thought you were seriously injured. Are you sure you don't need to go to the hospital? Se-jun shook his head. I'm fine, I just need to rest a bit. But what's a detective doing all the way out here? Ha-in's father called me earlier. He said a suspicious man was following her. I asked the local precinct to patrol, but I still had a bad feeling, so I stopped by. It's a good thing I did. He almost had you finished. Se-chun bowed his head in thanks. The detective asked again, that man from earlier, he's connected to Ha-in's case, isn't he? Is that why you were fighting him? Seeing Se-chun's silence, he continued. Se-chun, I understand kids your age, but if you keep this up, you're going to destroy yourself. I know you don't trust us cops, but investigating crime is our job. If you keep acting outside the law like this, one day you and I will stand on opposite sides. So please, listen to me. Se-chun cut him off. Officer, you are a good man. Thank you for caring for Ha-in. I will tell you everything I know. I hope it can help your investigation. What I'm doing isn't illegal. But if the day comes that you have to stop me, then you do your job, and I'll do mine. A few days later, at the mall, Se-chun used his phone to check his face. The wound healed fast. You can barely tell. I was lucky the police came. That could have been bad. I thought his kicks were weak, but I never expected that speed. He's a pro. I misjudged him. I need a new plan. This can't go on. As he replayed that night in his head, Ha-in snuck up behind him, making him jump. She teased him. That's not a selfie pose. What are you using your phone for? Trying to get a better look at me? Or maybe we should take a picture together. We haven't taken any since you lost weight. Se-chun defended himself. I was just checking my face for something. Ha-in linked his arm. Stop playing hard to get. Pictures last forever. Come on, let's take one. Sit down for a second. Finally, Ha-in managed to get Se-chun to take a picture with her. Ha-chin sighed. Can't you look any happier? Do you even get why we're taking this picture? Let me explain. Sensing trouble, Se-chun quickly said, Okay, I think I get it now. Ha-chin beamed. Then, let's take it. Hold it up high. But Se-chun's expression was still painfully forced. Knowing Ha-in would just make him retake the awful photo, Se-chun turned to leave. It's movie time. Let's go. But of course, he couldn't escape. In the theater, Ha-in held the popcorn, asking, Aren't you going to eat? Se-chun shook his head. No, you finish it. You were so much better when you were chubby. Why did you lose weight? Ha-in asked. Se-chun answered. It was for a past and present flyer. Besides, being that big is a pain when I'm training. Ha-chin scoffed. Only weaklings say that. If gaining weight makes you slow, it just means you're not strong enough. That's just pathetic. Se-chun chuckled. Right, I'm pathetic. With the gap in our weight and skill, I'm sure I'd win against you. What are you talking about? You're saying a lot of nonsense today. Or should I just stuff popcorn in your mouth? Nowadays, Ha-chin could walk through crowds normally, though she still felt shy at times. She had changed so much that a stranger wouldn't even recognize her. Of everyone he knew, Ha-in was the most resilient. He believed that in this fight against herself, she would not be defeated. Moreover, she now had a clearer path to recovery in a safe environment. To ensure that, he had to eliminate all external threats, and for that, he needed to get even stronger and keep a level head. It was like being in a game, in a zone with monsters far above his level. To avoid a game over, he had to hunt down monsters at his own level first. This was his time to level up. At the gym, everyone was roaring with laughter. Do-hun was baffled, not understanding why they were laughing so hard. The source of their amusement was the text on Do-hun's back. Boxing is number 1. How adorable. Maybe it's his passionate love for boxing. Do-hun turned and asked everyone, What's so funny? Are you dissing boxing? Hearing this only made them laugh harder, wondering how he could possibly miss the joke. It's clear he's improved, Do-hun retorted. I can be funny too, but you guys just don't believe me. Accepting the truth is the first step to growth. Just then, Se-chun suddenly appeared. Asun was surprised. Didn't you take a day off? Se-chun chuckled softly. Because someone said they missed me. As he spoke, Ha-in peeked out from behind him. The one flower of this rotten gym. Ha-chin is here. Seeing her recover so well made everyone overjoyed. Our storefront is looking bright these days. Huh. You look so much less ugly now. When did you get here? You know I missed you so much, right? Ha-chin beamed. Have you been well? Or still rocking that lonely style? Se-jun, it's been so long. How have you been? Se-jun replied, I'm the same as always. Ha-in smiled. Shouldn't I give my big bro a hug? It's been so long. Se-jun, drenched in sweat, tried to block her. Don't come close. I stink. She charged in and hugged him tightly. Why would you say that? Even if this was the Bermuda Triangle, I'd still come. Who's this? A new face? Do-hun stammered. Chundi quickly spoke up. Ha-chin, let me introduce you to this friend. He then snickered. Boxing is the best. He's pure boxing. Ha ha. Seeing the phrase, Everyone burst out laughing. Someone tried to stop them. Don't tease him anymore. Hajin asked curiously. What's that? Are you learning to kick, too? Why the sudden switch to boxing? Se-jun replied. Not yet. First, I'm having him hit the sandbag, then he turned to Ha-in. Have you eaten yet? Hajin shook her head. Not yet. I was hoping you'd treat me. On the other side, Se-chun approached Do-hun and asked quietly, Are you going to tease me too? But Se-chun just wanted to ask if he was okay. Do-hun shook his head. I'm fine. I'm used to getting hit, so I'm recovering well. You scared me asking so suddenly. Se-chun smiled naturally. They say when you want a favor, you should ask how they're doing first, right? Just cut the act and tell me. What do you need? You know I don't have any money. It's not about that. I want you to do this for me. Your standing kicks, everything you know about them. I'll do whatever you say. Don't hold anything back. Teach me everything. In the gym, the manager returned from a delivery and was moved to see Ha-in. The two happily ran and embraced, spinning around. The manager laughed. How long has it been? Did you gain weight from resting? You're so heavy. Then he looked closer at Ha-in. Our Hajin looks much brighter after so long, doesn't she? Is it because your face got chubbier? Hajin said sternly. You didn't need that last part. It's not funny. But she hugged him tightly again. Just kidding. I really missed you, manager. I'm so sorry I'm late. Do-hun just stared, completely stunned. The gym manager noticed him and asked, Who's this? A new member? Aeon introduced him. This is the friend I was telling you about yesterday. You're Gwang Do-hee, the famous fighter. The manager asked, surprised. You know who I am? Do-hun answered honestly. Of course. You're the pro boxer I admire most in all of Korea. It seemed not everyone in the gym knew this. Hearing Do-hun, they were all stunned. What? A professional boxer? For real? The manager turned to the others, shaking his head. How many times have I told you? Why do you guys never listen? But everyone was still completely shocked. We thought you were just an amateur boxer. The manager then asked, Do-hun. So, what's this boxing god guy like? Is he a great fighter? A real character? Do-hun replied. He's the fighter who got 20 straight wins then retired that same year. He is the living legend of Korean boxing, Gwang Do-hee. The manager finally took off his headgear. Listen, I didn't want to say it myself, but that's right. That man is me. So? Do I look that different now? Everyone was silent, confusing the manager. Why is no one answering? Don't I look like him? Then, the room erupted. You're so cool. Buy us spicy rice cakes. The manager's face darkened. You kids ask and then just stop caring? Only Do-hun sat there, eyes sparkling. It's an honor to meet you like this. It feels like destiny. You're my ultimate role model. The manager stared at Do-hun, stunned. All right. I heard about you from Ah-in. I don't have a problem with your situation. But you know this is a judo gym. We don't teach boxing here. Do-hun quickly replied, That's fine. I can help with anything, even cleaning the gym. As long as the manager is here. Please speak casually with me. I'm only 19. The manager broke a sweat. Something's not right. Fine, you can take Ah-in's place, use the sandbags or gym, and treat everyone to rice cakes. After they finished their get-together, Se-chun drove Ha-in home. On the way, Ha-in sighed. I'm so full. We walked for a while, but I'm still stuffed. Se-chun laughed. You had rice cakes, noodles, and kimbap. Se-chun turned to Ha-in. Do you always hug your close guy friends like that? I'm just asking because I really don't know. Hearing his question, Ha-in blushed and pointed at him. Don't tell me. Are you jealous right now? Se-chun immediately denied it. No way. Like I said, I was just curious. But Ha-in wasn't convinced. Se-chun's all grown up now. Huh. He even gets jealous. Can't I hug other guys? Flustered, Se-chun quickly said. What are you talking about? Let's just go home. It's getting late. But Ha-in lingered. Going inside now feels like a waste. Let's walk one more lap. Se-chun shook his head. No way. We've already walked 10 laps.